We're Kitty and John, and we've spent the last 8 months exploring the incredible countries of Central and South America. We loved every minute of it, from the stepped pyramids of Mexico to the tropical beaches of Costa Rica and the ancient wonders of Peru to the natural beauty of Ecuador and Colombia.
But now, after a long flight across the Atlantic Ocean, we've landed back in Europe for the next phase of our adventures. And whilst we were set to leave South America behind, we're excited for what's coming next.
Welcome to Montenegro! So we are back in Europe after coming all the way back from South America, and we're going to be doing a little mini Eastern European road trip over the next month and a half.
And visiting a couple of countries that have been on our bucket list forever, and hopefully this is the time we can finally visit them. So very, very excited.
So we're starting here in Kotor, and we're doing a hike this morning. As you can see, we've come way up above the town for some beautiful views.
The views are absolutely amazing from here.
So we've got to do a little hike up and around through the old walls and down to the old town, explore the old town a little bit later on. Just going to show you as much as we can from this beautiful area. You may have noticed that we're not alone on this trip. We'll be spending our time here in Kotor with our family. So, from right to left, let us introduce... So this hike takes you up the mountain behind the town. The town is just down there where the walls are. Basically, you can come up, just zigzag up behind the walls, and then if you want to, you can just turn in and go through the back wall. I think this path goes all the way to the top of the mountain, but I think we're just going to go a little bit higher up, see the view in both directions, and then go back down to the wall. It's a nice little one to do instead of going up the touristy route up to the walls from the main town. Oh, that's so cute, yes. She loves it. Don't you? You both love it. Oh. So we made it up pretty high. The views behind us are amazing. You can keep going even higher up the mountain. Goes up to a national park up there, but I think this is enough for us. We're gonna head back down this way now and back down to the fort. Get ourselves a nice cold ice cream or a nice cold Coke when we get down. I think we deserve it. The views are just stunning. It's 100% worth it to come up just for the views. Make sure you leave super early. I think we started around 7:30 this morning. By like 9:30 the sun was really out on the slopes and it was pretty hot, so just make sure you start early, bring plenty of water, but you can't beat that.
We descended down on the other side of the wall back into town, taking in the breathtaking views along the way, and treated ourselves to that much needed ice cream.
Kotor's medieval old town is one of the best preserved in the Adriatic and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The town is surrounded by ancient Venetian fortifications whose walls stretch for miles around and above the city.
Inside the old town is a warren of narrow streets and alleyways, all leading to impressive squares filled with restaurants and cafes, as well as towering cathedrals and small churches.
We also noticed a large population of stray cats as we walked around. These kitties have become a bit of a symbol of the city and can be found lounging in all sorts of nooks and crannies. We couldn't resist having a little cuddle with some of them.
You can also wander up and walk along certain sections of the city wall where you can get great views over the harbour in both directions, as well as the tiled rooftops of the old town.
So for only €4 for the hour, you can hire a kayak and come out into the bay, and you get another perspective on this beautiful coastline, and you also just get to dip your feet in the water. Definitely save this for one of the hottest days that you're here because it is very refreshing. Bye-bye. After a long, hot day of hiking and exploring, there's no better way to end it than with a dip in the hotel pool and an ice-cold drink on your apartment's balcony, whilst watching the sun dip below the mountains. And believe us when we say, the sunsets in Kotor Bay are truly breathtaking.
As well as the beautiful old town, Kotor Bay has miles of gorgeous coastline to explore, and it's definitely worth taking the time to wander down the quiet streets along the waterfront.
We were staying in nearby Dobrota, which meant that we regularly had to walk up and down the bay to get to the old town. We thought this was going to be a bit of a chore, but the amazing views we got around each new bend in the road made it anything but.
The bay is also filled with beautiful beach resorts where you can lounge in the sun with a nice cold drink before taking a dip in the refreshing water when you get a bit too hot.
You can also rent bikes for pretty cheap. We got these bikes for €10 for the whole day. We can even drop them off tomorrow if we want. And today we are cycling around Kotor Bay, so it should be a fun day. Cycling around the bay was a great way to take in the stunning scenery around us and allowed us to see more in a day than we otherwise would have been able to. The roads are quiet for the most part and pretty flat, meaning we didn't have to work too hard and could relax and enjoy the views as we went.
Our final activity in Kotor was a morning boat trip out to the Blue Cave, a popular tourist destination on the Adriatic coast.
After taking in the views, we made a short stop on Our Lady of the Rocks, a small island in the Bay of Kotor, which is home to a tiny church. It was nice to stretch our legs, but the island itself was way too crowded for us to really enjoy it, and we gave up trying to get into the church completely.
We hopped back in the boat and travelled a little further up the bay before stopping at an old disused submarine bunker.
After channeling our inner James Bond, we arrived at the Blue Cave. The boat took us for a quick look inside, and whilst it was very blue, it was also pretty crowded in there as well. We left the cave and circled around the back, where we were allowed to jump in for a quick swim. Unfortunately, this is the end of our Kotor and Montenegro adventure.
We really enjoyed Kotor. I'm so happy we finally made it here because it's been on our bucket list. We did a Europe trip a couple of years ago and unfortunately couldn't make it to Kotor, so I'm very happy.
As you can see, we've been staying on this beautiful balcony all week, which has been really luxurious for us. We've been sharing it with our family all week. We probably couldn't afford this just on our own, so it's going to be sad to leave this place. We're really excited about our next country. We are heading down the coast into Albania, which has become really popular in the last few years, so I'm excited to check it out. So we will catch up with you in Albania. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we will catch you on the next adventure.
Bye!
Bye!